Again, when we fit.
We putting work, turning nothing into something. They feelings hurt, we turning nothing into something. Give a fuck if they don't like me, cause all this bread I count excites me. Turning nothing into something, nothing into something, turning nothing into something.
Dang, where the people at? What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's going on, everybody? What is going on? And welcome to a Sunday Night Blunt Thoughts Live, episode number 50. Yeah, not a big deal, but a big deal, right? It's a kind of a little bit of a milestone, 50th episode. Who the heck thought we were going to do 50 episodes? I sure did it. I didn't even think I was going to do one. And when I did the first video, I didn't think it was going to turn into a Blunt Thoughts Live, where we do live shows. And we have guests every now and then. And then I didn't know that it was going to turn into a Blunt Thoughts Live watch along, where we actually watch games together and kick it and have some fun. And it's turned into a whole lot of things. And it's been fun. But it's been mostly thanks to you guys. Thanks to you guys to keep it going, who give me the energy, the inspiration, and everything that we need to do this, and who give me your blunt thoughts to make this Blunt Thoughts live for everybody, not just myself. And then on top of that, thank you so much to all of you guys and gals that have subscribed to the YouTube channel and have helped us reach 500 subscribers finally. Again, is it a big deal? People have millions of subscribers, thousands of subscribers, right? But we're just a little person having fun, just talking Mets baseball, sharing our experiences, and it's just a cool thing to get to these two numbers. And maybe we don't go past that. Maybe this is the last episode. Maybe we stay at 502 subscribers that we have right now. Who the hell knows? But for now, we're going to enjoy it, and we're going to have some fun tonight on what hopefully was a Sunday fun day for most of you guys. I know here in New York City, the weather's been kind of crappy. Not as bad as they said it was going to be so far. Although I haven't been outside for most of the day since I got home already. Sometime this afternoon. But it wasn't bad in the morning. It was a little chilly. I was still able to go out there and umpire some softball games, make a little cheddar, and that was that. But I hope everybody had a fun Sunday. I know if you're a Jet fan, I'm sorry. I know that wasn't too fun. I didn't watch the game. I just saw the score. 13-11 or something like that. So obviously a game that you should have won. But what are you going to do? It's the Jets. This is what they do. Right? This is what they do. I already see Jet fans talking about Aaron Glenn ain't it. Terrible. The guy's coached 6 games and already the fans feel like he's not the answer. Something like what we feel with Met fans, right? And some feel like Carlos Mendoza not the answer. Of course, it's been more than 6 games. But still, even going back to last season, maybe there were some people that felt like Carlos Mendoza wasn't the guy to be able to yo, Ant, you funny as hell, bro. Oh man. But yeah, so we're gonna have a little fun. For me, it's been fun. Luckily, my Giants didn't play today. They played Thursday, and that was fun. Although, honestly speaking, yours truly wasn't able to watch the game. But I was able to go back and watch most of it in highlights and then in a playback on NFL Network. Man, it's tough not to like what you saw. It's tough not to get excited about what you saw for our New York Giants. So we'll see how that plays out. But who are we kidding here? Who are we kidding here? We're here to talk about the Mets. We're here to talk about the Mets. And even some things that we're tired of talking about already. Some things that we're tired of talking about already. And we're going to get even more tired of talking about. But that's what it is, right? That's all that we have in the offseason is to talk. And unfortunately for us Met fans, our offseason started a little bit earlier than some. So we've been talking for a little while already. And again, it's going to be topics that we don't like to talk about. We don't want to talk about. 1 or 2 in particular that we're tired of hearing about. And we don't want to hear about no more. But we're going to give you our blunt thoughts as to what we feel about these topics. Yeah, that's interesting, Tess. Tired of the fake fans turning on Pete. Yeah, listen. I don't know if they're fake or not, or what's going on, or it's the analytical fan, or if it's the, what do you call it? Not prospect hugger fan, but the prospect loving fan. I don't understand the situation with Pete Alonso. But before we get into that, let's do the right thing and let's congratulate Pete on the birth of, I believe it was his birth baby boy, right? Good job, Pete. Good job, Pete. And did we notice when the baby was born, ladies and gentlemen? Baby was born right in the middle of the stretch run, right in the middle of that last week. I believe it was September 21st. And did we hear anything about it? No. I even forgot that Pete and his wife were expecting a baby. And congratulations to also, I believe her name is Haley. So congratulations to Pete Alonso, Pete and Haley Alonso on the birth of their child. Great job. And great job staying focused, Pete. I don't know if you guys and gals remember when we did Blood Thoughts that week. I said there was a night where Pete Alonso left in the Uber, and I was like, what the heck? What's going on here? Well, that was that night. That explains a lot of things. But shout out to Pete and his wife, man. And shout out to Pete for not making it about him. Obviously, at that point of the season, I'm not going to act like Pete is the only one that wouldn't have taken paternity leave. Right? I'm not going to act like he's not the only one, because probably most guys last week of the season when you're playing, trying to survive to make a playoffs, would have made the same decision and stuck with their team. But we would have known about what was going on. We would have known that the baby was born. We would have known that the player decided to stay with the team and not take the paternity leave. That all would have become a big deal. But Pete Alonso didn't make it a big deal, because Pete Alonso is about playing, about winning, about what's best for the team. But for whatever reason, Pete, like Ted said earlier, is someone that a lot of fake fans, again, I don't want to say fake, but a lot of fans have turned on Pete Alonso. And I got to be honest, I don't understand it. Now, I'm going to try not to bore you guys with this stuff. And again, I know Pete Alonso is a topic that we're just exhausted by, right? We just went through this last offseason, and you would hope not to have gone through it again. But we also, every single one of us knew, as soon as we found out the terms of that Pete Alonso deal, that it was a one-year deal. We knew that. We knew Pete was opting out. This is why I never understood why people got upset when he was asked a question and quickly said, yeah. We knew this. Everybody said it's a one-year deal. Here on Blunt Thoughts, we said, if you don't think this is a one-year deal, if you don't want it to be a one-year deal, the only way it's not is for Pete to have a bad year. And is that what you're rooting for? Were people out here really rooting for Pete Alonso to have a bad year so that he wouldn't opt out? Because that was the only way that was going to happen. So we all knew this was coming. So I don't understand why people were upset about it. Now, what I don't understand about this whole situation is, and I think I said this on the last show, I was totally ready for John Heyman to start throwing out there the tidbits, because we know John Heyman is connected with Boris, and he's the one that usually starts putting things out there, especially when it relates to the Mets. And I've said it many times, and in my opinion, you can disagree if you want to. John Heyman is also connected with the Mets, and mostly, I should say, with Steve Cohen. And if you haven't recognized that, if you don't think that's true, that's on you. But where I'm surprised is that it's actually Mike Puma. Mike Puma is actually the one out there putting out all the craziness. So that, as we have action already out in Toronto as they take a 1-0 lead on the lead-off home run by George Springer. And I apologize. I know we're not supposed to do play-by-play and stuff like that, but it just happened and caught my attention. Man, listen, I'm not rooting for anyone per se, but I wouldn't mind seeing the Blue Jays win. Everybody else left, I could care less about. Milwaukee, whatever. Dodgers, whatever. Should say maybe I should be a National League guy, whatever. But Toronto, I like Toronto. I like some of their players, and of course, Vladdy's there. Why wouldn't I root for Vladdy, my fellow Dominican? Now, I could put that first. Now that my Mets are not involved, I can say, you know what? I'm gonna latch onto the team with the Dominican that I like, because obviously Seattle has Julio Rodriguez, but pretty boy, got time for that. I fucks with Vladdy. Anyways, I don't even know why I said that, man. Shout out to Julio Rodriguez. But listen, Blue Jays. Let's go Blue Jays. Or let's go nobody. It's always let's go Mets. But let's get back to the Pete thing, man. I forgot where the hell we were. That's what happens when you get distracted. But Pete has been a great Met, ladies and gentlemen. Pete has been a great Met. And yes, what I was saying is I'm surprised that Mike Puma's been the one out here putting out nonsense. Or not nonsense, but putting out the little reports. As we saw recently, Pete Alonso will be looking for a 7-year deal. Or is looking for a 7-year deal. What? Pete Alonso has technically not even opted out of his contract yet. That is the honest truth. That is the facts. That is the reality. Pete Alonso answered the question about his intentions, but he actually hasn't even opted out yet. Yet, you got someone like Mike Puma out here saying that Pete Alonso intends to ask for a 7-year contract, or Pete will be asking for a 7-year contract, or however the heck it was worded. And it's like, wow, okay. And listen, I've said it in the spaces. I made a post earlier today where I just wrote the 2 words. You saw it here in the opening. In my opinion, Pete Alonso has won. Pete won. No matter what the hell happens going forward, Pete Alonso won. Because Pete is not going to get another prove-it deal. I will be shocked if Pete has to sign another prove-it deal anywhere. Pete already proved it. And it's not like Pete's career has been as bad as people seem. Yeah, he had a little dip there. A little dip. Who doesn't? But he bounced back. Pete, a guy who goes out there and plays every single year. I mean, every single game. But Pete has never gotten respect. Pete Alonso has never gotten respect from the New York Mets. You could tell me, oh, well, Hector, how someone mentioned to me in the space, my guy Jeff. Shout out to my guy Jeffrey, man. Who said to me in the space the other day, well, Brody Van Wagenen and the Mets called Pete up when they didn't have to start the season. They could have held them back to gain an extra year control. Okay, good. Good for them. Yes, they did that. Well, they're no longer here, first of all. And we know the Wilpons couldn't afford to offer Pete an extension early on in his first or second year when they were still in power. And then obviously once they were selling the team, why even make a move like that? But Pete Alonso, ladies and gentlemen, let's not forget how Major League Baseball works. Pete Alonso, in his rookie year of 2019, made the league minimum of $555,000. We know, let's see, because I forget the numbers exactly, but we know that Pete Alonso hit a rookie record, what was it, 52 home runs that year? And had himself a tremendous year, right? So you guys know I don't pay too much attention to stuff, and I'm not going to drive you guys crazy with it either. But Fangraphs has this beautiful thing where they put a valuation on players, right? And they put as all the numbers that we know, defense, offense, blah, 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 WAR, and all of that garbage. Some way, somehow, with another made-up formula, right, that all these geeks use, all these nerds use. So all those geeked-out numbers, they then combine it for another geeked-out number, and they place a monetary valuation on these players. And in 2019, when Pete Alonso got $555,000 from the New York Mets, well, his biggest check was $1 million check for winning the home run derby that he donated most of it to 9/11 charities. Fangraphs values Pete Alonso at $37.6 million, and Pete gets paid $555,000. Forget about 2020 with the what the hell was it? COVID season, where Pete got a prorated amount of the $652,000 that he was supposed to get paid. Production valued at $2.7 million. In 2021, again, Pete gets pretty much the league minimum. Pete gets $676,000. Pete's production is valued by Fangraphs at $28.7 million. In 2022, where Pete has the great year, and this is in his first year of arbitration, and finally gets a bump in pay, Pete makes $7.4 million. Pete hits 40 home runs, 131 RBIs, bats .271, OPS of .869. Pete gets $7.4 million. Fangraphs values him at 30.4. 30.4, ladies and gentlemen. In 23, where the team stunk, but Pete again had a decent year. Oh, actually, hold on. Let's take a pause right there. Wait. Because now I'm confused. Because somewhere along the line, this is when we finally get an extension offer for Pete. The extension offer that people cannot let go. Right? The extension offer that Pete Alonso was absolutely supposed to accept. And Pete gets offered 7 years, $158 million. 7 years, 128. 158. Pete declines it. Right? Pete declines it. This is after 23, where Pete played for 14.5. Pete ends up playing for the qualifying offer in 24 of $21 million. $21.05 million. Pete doesn't have a great year in 24. Pete hits 34 home runs, 88 RBIs, OPS of 788. And I apologize for having technical difficulties because I had this on a nice graph. That's what happens when you try to do things yourself. Then you don't even know how to put it on your screen. And in 24 is the first year where Pete played under the value of what he was actually paid. Where Pete got paid the qualifying offer for 20.05, and Fangraphs values him at 16.5. But ladies and gentlemen, after that initial 7 years, 158 that Pete Alonso rightfully declined, as is his right, because I know most fans feel that Pete Alonso had to accept the first offer given to him. But no, it was his right, as it's been many players, to turn that down. What upsets me and where I feel the disrespect started is and why Pete feels disrespected. Because again, I said it a few shows ago, and I've been saying it for a while. It doesn't matter if I feel he was disrespected, which I do. It doesn't matter if you feel he was disrespected or not, which some of you do, some of you don't. But what matters is that Pete Alonso feels disrespected. That's all that matters. He feels disrespected. Right? So Pete gets that offer, and Pete never, at least not that we heard of, when Pete declines that offer, and we heard at that time that the issue was more about years, because everybody gets lashed onto the money, that the issue was more about years and not the money. And maybe there was some money. I mean, listen, 7 years, 158 million, a 22.5 AAV. That wasn't even comparable to Freddie Freeman, because I don't give a damn. Listen, I know Freddie Freeman is a better all-around player. We have to understand how Pete Alonso was looking at himself at that time. He's putting himself right or wrong up there with Aaron Judge. And obviously, we know he's not the caliber of hitter that Aaron Judge is. We know he's not the caliber of defender that Aaron Judge is. But maybe ignorantly, Pete Alonso is looking at himself in the Aaron Judge category because of the home runs and the rookie home run record that he beat, the 53 home runs. Not 52, I apologize. And so on and so forth. So when he gets a deal where his AAV is 22.5, it's only for 7 years, where players are getting 10-year deals, and I'm not in favor of those. Let's put ourselves in Pete Alonso's shoes for a second, ladies and gentlemen. Because to be honest with you, the idea of a 7-year deal for Pete Alonso makes me uncomfortable. It makes me uncomfortable, and I want him back. But again, I go back to last offseason where we were having these conversations, and I kept saying, what is the problem with giving Pete a 6-7 year deal now? Then we get into the season, and I kept saying, let's give Pete a 4 or 5 year extension. Oh no, Hector, we don't have to do that. Oh no, Hector, we don't have to do that. Steve Cohen has the money. Nobody's gonna give Pete more money than the Mets. Now most people don't like what they hear and don't want to give him 7 years. I know the money most of us don't really care about. Yes, we want to be responsible. Yes, we understand to be a good organization, to get to where Steve Cohen has gotten to, you don't make stupid deals. You don't waste money. You don't throw away money. We understand that. Again, like I told Jeffrey, shout out to my guy Jeffrey the other day in a space. It is our money. I don't subscribe to that. It's not our money crap. It is our money. The tickets ain't free. The prices haven't stayed the same. The beers ain't the same price. Everything in that damn stadium has gone up since the philanthropist took over. So give me a break with that nonsense. It is my freaking money. It's all of our money. All of our money. All of you guys that don't live in New York and buy the damn package, they get a percentage of that crap. Merchandise, all of that. It's all our money. But I'm not even comfortable with 7 years. So now you think, for those people that don't want, what do you mean Pete won? I'm going to tell you how Pete won. Because Pete so far in his career has made $74.8 million. After the 23 season, Pete turned down 7 for 158. Pete has made 74. Since Pete turned that down, Pete has made $50 million. No matter what the hell Pete signs for, which again is not going to be another prove it deal. What are you going to say? Oh, some people have said Pete's not getting no more than a 4 or 5 year deal. And then they throw these numbers around. Talk about crazy. 4 or 5 years for 160, 180 million dollars. You want to do the math?
Then Brad showed up with game rinse and beads. So they mixed their scents. They discussed.
If Pete gets 140, he won.
Smells like it's gonna last. Makes
If Pete gets 89 million, he won. You listen to what I'm saying? Pete Alonso won, you dopes. And you know who's going to lose? Us, the fans. If the deal gets too much for David Stearns to stomach, for even Steve Cohen to stomach, and they decide to let him walk. I'm not saying. Okay, whatever, Emmys. I don't got time for your crap today. If you don't think P's getting at least 5 years, then I don't know what the hell to tell you, bro.
All right. Same thing?
Yep. This is our year.
You know, if getting AT&T's best deal on the new iPhone 17...
And again, why the hell is Pete Alonso the guy that everybody wants to play hardball with?
How about we try something that's timeless?
Why?
Good call. Get the all-new iPhone 17 Pro on us. Designed to be the most powerful iPhone yet. Most expensive plan not required.
Pete, the guy that's played 161 games, 57 games in a pandemic 60-game season, 152 games, 160 games, 154 games, 154 games. I think this was the year. This was was it this season where he got hit in the wrist. He was supposed to be out like 15 days or something like that. Came back in like less than 10 days. Why? Because some metrics say that Pete's body's gonna break down. Because you look at him and he looks fat to you. So you're gonna ignore what he's giving you? Okay, some people want to tell me, well, maybe Pete should take a day off. Maybe if he could take a day off, Pete, it will help him out. Maybe. I guarantee you he's not going to get the contract that you think he's going to get either, Randy. I don't think Pete's going to get the contract that him and Barbara think he's going to get. What does that mean? What does that mean? And again, why are you all... You guys make me sick. Matter of fact, you guys make me sick. All of you people rooting against Pete make me sick. How about that? An impromptu, unplanned, you make me sick. All of you. You my guy, Randy, but you make me sick with that nonsense. And I'm uncomfortable with giving Pete a 7-year deal. I am. But I'm not rooting against it. So we have Pete till he's 38. Oh my God. Pete's the only guy we can't have till he's 38. But we can have Lindor, who's already fucking falling apart. We could have Juan Soto, who the first year of his stupid contract, you're telling me he got to go to first base and he got to be a DH, and that's why you don't want to sign Pete, or partially why you guys don't want to sign Pete. But it was okay to give the 26-year-old 15 years. That was a stupid-ass deal, too. They're all dumb. Every single one of them is dumb. But Pete is the guy we got to be responsible for. No, you guys make me sick. You make me sick. David Stearns make me sick. Pete's not going to get the deal he thinks he wants. He's not going to get the deal you think he going to get. Or you fake GMs. I love you, Randy. That's not to you. Or you fake GMs concocting all these fake trades. Because you guys know all the best value. Yeah, we're going to trade this guy. McNeil, this guy, that guy. McNeil, Vientos, and 3 garbage cans. For Paul Skeens. Get the hell out of here with that nonsense. Oh no, Tariq Skubal. I got the trade for Tariq Skubal. You guys don't know nothing. You don't know jack. I'm not saying that I do either, but I know how to stay in my lane. I'm a damn fan. I'm a fan that wants Pete Alonso back, and yeah, I want to win. I want to make this team better, but bring back Pete and make this damn team better. Marketing, mierda. Take your market and shove it, because Pete won. Pete won. Take your market and shove it. You already lost. Dope. You already lost. You can't realize that? He's going to get paid more than you ever wanted to give him. You lost. Pete won. Cut it however the hell you want to cut it. Let's go, Pete. Hope he gets 10 years. Hope he gets 10 years. Screw the Mets and the fans that make me sick. Still love the Mets, though. But y'all gonna learn to put some respect on my man Pete's name. Y'all gonna learn. Y'all gonna learn. Straight up. But I'm not only uncomfortable about Pete 7 years. As we're gonna jump all over the place here. Because now you guys got me going. Now we're really gonna go off. Because I'm still uncomfortable with this damn president of baseball operations. And I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt still. And I'm not killing him for all his damn comments. But when I gotta read stories upon story talking about what we need, and whether David Stern's gonna feel comfortable doing it because it's out of his comfort zone, it makes me sick too. Because from day one, I was one of the first people saying, just because you done, and he knows how to, he done all the success with a little bit of money. It don't mean he knows how to spend money. He could come here and spend money unwisely because he never done it. Or he could come here and still be frugal as hell and not know how to spend it anyways. And I don't understand that he has more leeway than he had in Milwaukee. So that's what I got to read from Anthony DeComo. Well, yeah, Edwin Diaz is a free agent. And is Anthony DeComo going to have the stomach to bring back Edwin Diaz? Because he's never done that. He's never wanted to give relievers big money. Is David Stearns going to want to sign a Pete Alonso? Because he doesn't give long-term deals to guys in their 30s. And again, I am not totally opposed to all of that. I wouldn't give Pete Alonso the 10-year deal. I wouldn't want to give Pete Alonso a 7-year deal. But I would have went to Pete Alonso during the season and done my darnest to try to have extended him on a 4 or 5 year deal then, where he didn't opt out. Where he played out 2026 for the $20 million that he signed for. Even if I had to give him a signing bonus to set that off. And then start the new contract after that with the 4 or 5 years, which would have gave him 6-7 year deal. And over the 158 that he was offered and declined. Even back then, if the problem was years and a couple of dollars, had they come up maybe a year or two, maybe giving him that 8-year deal, we wouldn't be where we are. So yeah. Shout out to my guy Eddie, man. Shout out to my guy Eddie. And if you haven't tuned in, and you have, I seen the numbers, man. I seen the numbers. Good job by you guys, and keep getting them up, man. But shout out to my guy Eddie. Check out my guy Eddie with his Knicks Addiction show. It comes up whenever the hell Eddie feels like it, from what I understand. He just says, you know what? We're doing the show, Quay. And we're doing the show, man. And shout out to my guy Quay who helps him out there with that too, man. That's my team. Those are my guys. So I'm rooting for them, and check them out, man. They do good stuff. You know, Eddie's all over the Knicks stuff, man. And hopefully one day he invites me on there and I have some fun. I'm kidding, Eddie. I know you told me, but you know, man, you Knicks people are nuts. Nah, but shout out to those guys, man, and check them out. I know as the season kicks off, it'll be coming up. I think he's mentioned maybe after the games, maybe day after. But just stay tuned to Eddie. And any moment, Knicks addiction. But that's what it is, right? When you have an addiction to something, you need it all the time. You get it all the time. Doesn't matter. You just take it. But anyways, yo, why you guys got to get me fired up? It's supposed to be a celebratory episode today, man. We're supposed to be having fun. But y'all don't want to put respect in my God Peace name, man. Stearns never offered him jack. That's what pisses me off, Cindy. You damn right. It wasn't Stearns that offered him. It was Epler. I think Epler offered that deal. And then, since Stearns was behind the scenes when they was already trying to bring him over here, I think he said, nah, no more deals. I'll take care of it. And when he got here, you know what the next deal that P got? You don't know why Pete is pissed off? Because whether you agree or not, it was his right to turn down that 7 years for 158. The next offer Pete gets is this past January. For 3 years, 68 to 70 million. Again, a 22.6 to 23.3 AAV. That's disgusting. It's disgusting. P has every reason to be upset. Sorry. P has every reason to be upset. And now, you have to pay him for his respect. And if we're not willing to, we're going to have to see P walk. And listen, to some of you, maybe that's the right way to go. And I'm not here telling you, like some of you say, well, we're never going to win with Pete Alonso. That's nonsense. That's nonsense. Pete Alonso is not the problem on this team. Pete Alonso is not a problem on this team. The supporting cast not being good enough was a problem on this team. Mark Vientos, Francisco Alvarez, Ronnie Mauricio, Luis Angel Acuna, not giving us jack shit. That's the problem. Tyrone Taylor being the fourth outfielder, being forced to be an everyday player. Luis Torrens being a hell of a backup catcher, forced to be an everyday catcher. That was the problem. Kodai Senga being whatever the fuck he is, which is a whole lot of nothing. Well, I shouldn't say that, because when he's healthy, whenever the hell that is, and when he's right, he's pretty damn good. But that doesn't happen too often. That's the problem. Sean Manaea not being able to bounce back from the injury and capitalize on the success that he ended 24 with. That's the problem. Not Pete Alonso. You're talking about Ryan Clifford. You fucking kidding me? Ryan Clifford. Another minor leaguer? Another prospect? I just mentioned to you 4 of them that haven't done jack shit. You'll make a trade? Oh no, somebody told me that they know. I know how you can replace Pete. I got 6 guys. But he removed 6 guys from the Mets. I got 6 guys to replace Pete. Luis Arias, Nolan Arenado. And then I started to throw up and get nauseous, so I forget. Really? So David Stearns make me nervous, ladies and gentlemen. David Stearns makes me nervous. Because a lot needs to happen this offseason. We need to get a damn ace. I'm not counting on those guys bouncing back. I can't count on Nola McClain to be that guy in his first full season. Now again, I'm not a GM. I'm not a geek. I don't know the farm system. I don't give a damn about the farm system for the most part. I understand how an organization is run. I understand the value that the farm system has to the organization. Don't take it so literal for some of you fools. But I'm trying to win every damn year. I'm trying to win every damn year. Go out there and use some of those pieces and figure out how to get a Paul Skeens if he's available. I don't want to hear Yankee fans in my group chats talking about, yo, I hear we going after Paul Skeens. Where the hell you hear that from? And like I said in the group chat, I hope the Mets already made that damn call. I hope the Mets already made that damn call a long time ago and planted that bug. Like, yo, Paul Skeens. Oh, no? Okay, I got you. Just make sure if you ever, don't forget us, all right? Yo, Paul Skeens. Oh, no, you're not ready to trade him yet? Okay. Don't forget, though, we here. Yo, Paul Skeens. No, still? Make them motherfuckers think that they calling you after a while. You want to tell me Tyreek Skubal? Then figure out a way to get him too. Now, to be fair, like I said in the space, if the Pirates trade Paul Skeens, they need to be contracted. I don't want to hear about expansion. Get them bums out of the damn league. They don't belong here. And I'm almost going to say the same thing about the Tigers. If the Tigers are already talking about trading Tyreek Skubal, then get them the hell out of the league too. Because that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. But if those guys get traded, we better be involved. And I don't give a damn who the hell we trade. Now, obviously, you don't want to include a McClain in there. And if you don't have to include a Sport or a Tongue, then you don't do it. But realistically, you're not going to make that trade. And if you're not willing to ever trade any of those guys, then you don't ever want to get better. And we're never going to make a damn trade. And all you want to do is hoard prospects to hope that someday they come up. Well, I'm not 25 like some of you. I ain't got time for that crap. And the time for that nonsense was a long time ago. Steve Cohen had a chance to do that. He didn't do it. He went and spent bad money. Threw money at the Shillings and the Schertzers and all that nonsense. Didn't work. David Stearns came here and he didn't stand his ground when he didn't want to sign Juan Soto. He caved. He didn't stand his ground when he didn't want to sign Pete Alonso. He caved. He let the owner make those moves. I don't want to hear about no damn rebuilds and no slow builds. Figure out a way to win while doing that. Are we top 5, top whatever the hell in minor leagues? Farm system, isn't our farm system ranked up at the top? Close to it? Good job. Now use that shit. And if some of those guys are ready to come up and help us, Carson Bench, center field, let's go. Jay Williams, who I'm actually like, let's go. But don't talk to me about no damn Ryan Clifford and Nolan Arenado and Luis Arias and all this other nonsense. Because I don't want to hear that crap. I don't want to hear it. Put some respect in Pete's name as we move on from that. Another thing I wanted to touch on real quick. Again, and we kind of have talked about it. Oh my gosh. What's up, Dennis? My guy, Dennis. Quay, you know Dennis. You better say what's up to Dennis, Quay. I don't know how you're going to do it, but you better say what's up. Yo, Dennis says sign P 4 or 5 years, $150 to $175 million. You guys want to do the math? 150 plus 74.8 is how much? 224.8. 175 plus 74.8 is how much? 224.8. Or whatever the fuck it is. Don't make me do math, damn it. The point is P1! P1. P1. You add what he's made already to whatever the hell he gets right now, which you're going to have to either overpay him astronomically in money if you want to keep the years that low, and P1. The winner is Pete Alonso, ladies and gentlemen. I don't give a damn how you slice it. P1. Good job, Pete. I'm happy for you, brother. I'm happy for you. Give my man P his respect. But the other thing is, this whole idea. Yeah, I'll take Alcantara too, man. I will take Alcantara too. This whole idea that Goff's been a good investment by Toronto, yes. This whole idea that this pissed off Steve Cohen is the reason why these coaches got fired. Like, are we serious, man? Are we serious? Who the hell wasn't pissed off? And, oh, come on, Jesus. Do we really want Steve Cohen calling the shots? I know he's the owner. I know he's the one paying the checks. My guy Raul says 20. Now it's 2026 World Champs. But I don't need Steve Cohen calling the shots. And was Steve Cohen upset with the results? He better have been. He better have been. But I don't think he goes in there and calls for firings and says we got to get rid of the hitting coach, pitching coach. He may have said, yo, listen, we need to check why the hell this went so bad. But if David Stearns wasn't doing this already, then he needs to be fired. If Carlos Mendoza wasn't doing this already, then he needed to be fired. But this whole nonsense about a coach on the way out said, yeah, of course we were going to get fired. I mean, Chavez said that. I don't even know why Mike Pullman tried to play it like it was an unnamed coach. Chavez said that in his fucking interview. Both of them. Well, yeah, things were bad. Like, something changed. Like, we knew it was happening. That's why he was going nuts on freaking Instagram or whatever the hell he was doing, I guess. Because he knew that was going to happen. It's inevitable. When things go as bad as they did, with the expectations and the team that this team had on paper, they're going to be changes. But I'm also not buying this idea, if the Mets don't get off to a hot start, then Carlos Mendoza's on the hot seat. Carlos Mendoza could be fired too. He'll be next. What the hell does a hot start really mean? We got off to a hot start this year. Mickey Callaway got off to a hot start. We've been there before. So to me, it's more than a hot start. It's more about how the team is playing. What are they showing us? Because they could get off to a hot start and then do the same crap that they did this year. What does that mean? But if we're seeing good baseball, if we're seeing better baseball than what we saw, better defense than what we saw this year, if we see better fundies, better situational hitting, a better approach at the plate overall, then I don't think he would be fired. Because I do really think that him and David Stearns are in line. And listen, they inherited most of that coaching staff. Some of the guys they brought in, but a lot of the guys were inherited. Sherlock inherited. Chavez inherited. Barnes inherited. Heffler inherited. Yeah, I'm not sad, Cindy, but I don't put all the blame on Chavez. I don't put all the blame on Chavez. Let's listen to a couple of Chavez comments real quick. Let's listen to a couple of Chavez comments. Some that I know set some people off. But one that I want to listen to in particular is his idea that, and as we all know, always this comes from X, and this is coming from foul territory. But his idea about the two coaches, having two coaches at the same time. What the hell? Why are we not able to add this stuff today? All right, guys, sorry. We don't know what's going on. Let's do it like this. I don't know, bro. Yeah, whatever. So here it is. Here's him talking about having two, what he called, head hitting coaches, basically.
From the hitting standpoint, somebody had asked me, from the hitting department, if there's anything I would have changed. And Jeremy Barnes did a great job. Him and I did a really good job of speaking different languages, believing in different things, coming from two different worlds, and making it work together for the better of the group. And that was the conversation him and I always had. We never disagreed on anything, right? We might have looked at each other and go, man, this guy is full of it, or I disagree with him. But whatever it was, we made sure that we brought it to the group that him and I were on this.
He obviously misspoke there, right? When he says, we never disagreed on anything, but we may look at each other and say, I disagree with him. But as you listen going forward, what he means is they never went in front of the team as opposing views. So even if they disagreed on something, they always found common ground, and in front of the team, put up the front that they were both on the same page, even if they weren't.
Same page. The only thing that I had mentioned, and I...
Let's go back to that.
The only thing that I had mentioned, and I think Jeremy would agree with this too.
Did it go back? Fair enough.
Or I disagree with him. But whatever it was, we made sure that we brought it to the group that him and I were on the same page. The only thing that I had mentioned, and I think Jeremy would agree with this too, you cannot have two head hitting coaches. Like players get confused when there's multiple voices. From my standpoint, I try to give Jeremy kind of his space because he did so much, and the players were very accustomed to kind of him being in the leadership role. And then when I left to be the bench coach for that 1 year under Buck, and then I came back into the hitter's role, Jeremy had established himself and his voice. And so, to make it work, I kind of gave him his space. And moving forward, and I said this to Lindor a couple months back, I said, I'll never do the thing ever again. Like there should never be, things are set up when there's a head guy and assistant, when roles are defined, when there's one voice. I think is the best situation moving forward. But, whatever the Mets do, they're going to do. But I was asked that question. I said the only thing probably that, needed to change was, I don't think two hitting coaches is the way to go. From the hitting standpoint, somebody...
And that's that. And, again, obviously he said two hitting coaches. But I think to him, it's more about having two hitting coaches where it's not clear as to who's the main guy. Who's the main guy, and I'm going to drive our hitting philosophy. I'm going to drive our hitting game plan on a game-by-game basis, and so on and so forth. And you're going to assist me to enhance that. Not that I believe in using the whole field and maybe accentuating your strengths and so on and so forth and putting the ball in play and making contact. But you want to, on the other side, try to extract power from guys and turn certain guys into launch angle babies. And so that's where the difference comes, right? That's where the difference comes. And maybe, just maybe, he wasn't totally on board with turning Brandon Nimmo into a power hitter. But Jeremy Barnes did. And especially Jeremy Barnes at that point was the head hitting coach. Because like he said, he stepped away to be the bench coach. And then when he comes back, now Jeremy Barnes is completely settled in as the head guy. And even though he's supposed to be co-hitting coach, we saw the story where he talked about how he challenged Francisco Lindor to come back. Yo, Ortiz, where you been, my guy? What's up, bro? Where whatchamacallit? He challenged Lindor to have a better start. And then Lindor challenged him to be more involved, to have more of a voice. Because when he came back, he was more, trying to find his way. And he talked about it. He admitted that was an issue. But that was that. And I agree. I'm not going to say that there shouldn't be two hitting coaches, but there should be one clear hitting coach, head hitting coach, and maybe someone that assists him. Like this year, they had that other dude, Rafael Fernandez, I forget what his last name. That we kept hearing about that. I kept joking that this is going to be our next hitting coach if we fired these guys in season. He would be the interim guy maybe. And even after these guys got fired, I joked about I'm interested to see where Rafael lands. Does he get now a more prominent role? Does he become the hitting coach? Who knows? But his role last year was clear. He was an assistant. He's there to help. He's there to enhance what Barnes or Chavez needed. So that's that. We don't want to spend too much time on that. This is kind of old stuff. But again, real quick, just because this is something, again, that I don't see where the problem was. And a lot of people have a problem with this. They had it while he was still here. I didn't have a problem with this. But this is where we heard outside voices, outside influences that were getting to one Francisco Alvarez. So let's hear the Chavez thoughts on Francisco Alvarez and what he told Francisco Alvarez that bothered some people. And again, this comes courtesy of X and Foul Territory.
Just in his overall, Francisco Alvarez being the man for this team.
Yeah, for sure. And I love Alvy. I've told him 2 years ago, I think he hit 25 homers, and you looked at his batting profile, and there were some other things that weren't so sexy about it, but everybody falls in love with homers. Oh, 25 homers. This is great. And I kind of challenged him to be a complete hitter. And I told him, I said, you could be the best offensive catcher in this league, right? If you work on the right things. His defense at that time was tremendous. His throwing was really good. This offseason he revamped his swing. Players are always looking to get better. They're always looking for that next great thing. The way I view things as getting better is to be more consistent. Like you are who you are as a player. All of us have God-given abilities, and you have to tap into those. I think what's wrong, kind of offensively is the social media hitting coach and the gurus that are out there. They're selling you something. There's this, hey, I got this one thing that'll make you a great hitter. And I don't view it like that. Hitting is way too hard. Each player has his own tool set, his own strengths, his own weaknesses, and you kind of have to work with that player in his realm of what he can do and can't do. I'm from the hitting side, I'm not a hitting guru. I don't have the magic pill to make you a great hitter. But what I do is I try to work with you. I try to get inside your mindset. I try to work with, let's talk about an approach and, make little adjustments as we go. But I don't have a magic pill to turn somebody into a 50 home run guy. I've never been a salesman like that. Hitting's too hard. I have too much respect for this league and the pitching. I did it for a really long time, and I knew how hard it was. And Alvy's it. He's got all the tool set. He can catch. He got off to with this swing, this spring training, he was starting to feel it kind of, he struggled and he started to feel it. And then he had a hand injury, and he had a couple injuries through the season, and, he just wasn't able to get it right. But then when they sent him down this last time, he got his head right. He was focused on the right things at the plate. He came back and he was the Alvarez we all think he can be. Now the tool set is there. Now it's just about repeating it and bringing your tool set to the game every single day. But I really do firmly believe if he puts it all together, he could be the best catcher in the league, but definitely the best offensive catcher in the league.
And that's that. And I'll be honest, man, I didn't like the swing in early spring training. And I thought it wasn't working. It wasn't working. And maybe he's, listen, in spring training, he hit a couple of home runs to right field that I went by mistake, in my opinion. And, he's trying to focus on going the other way. Nonsense. He was still pulling away. And he was getting beat sometimes, but he's so good, that he was still able to take the ball to right field. Now, when he came back from being sent down and all that good stuff, and then the hand injuries, much better. Much better. When Chavez made those comments after the 27 home run, 25, whatever the hell it was, I felt the same way. Like, yo, Alvy, you got power. Just like I feel about Vientos, and that's what I love about Vientos. You don't have to pull the ball. You can use the whole field. You can be a complete hitter. See, the problem is nowadays, we don't appreciate hitting. We don't appreciate hitting. It's all about slug, home runs. That's it. It doesn't matter if you hit 20 home runs and 17 a solo. Who cares? It's all about individualism, and I understand. There's a lot of individualism in baseball. When you're up there at the plate, it's a 1-on-1, or you could say 1-on-8, or 1-on-9. Because yes, 1-on-1, you and the pitcher, but once you hit that ball, he has 8 guys to back him up. I get it. But too much individualism, too much trying to be one-dimensional, too much launch angle, too much home run, for my liking, ladies and gentlemen, for my liking. So I did not have a problem with what Eric Chavez tried to do with Francisco Alvarez. It wasn't Eric Chavez the problem. It was the Twitter hitting coaches. It was the gurus that he was going to. It was the people telling him, yo, you need to pull the ball. You need to pull the ball. Anyways, last one on Chavez. And I know people love this one. People just love this one. Here we go. This is Chavez talking about Juan Soto.
One of the things against Juan, and as a hitting coach, did you ever have this conversation, is he doesn't chase out of the zone. When you have a guy in the middle of your lineup, can he get 130 stakes if he never chases out of the zone, or he just passes the baton? I get it, in the long term of a season, like he's going to have the best numbers possible. Could he be a guy to chase out of the zone, or is that something you would never, ever tell an elite superstar to do because that's his superpower?
Really, Kratzy, really good question. I think there were times when, and I'll just be honest, I think there were times, where myself and I even talked to Carlos was, if we could just kind of get him to swing, maybe 0-0 or some pitches that he could do damage on early in the count. But Juan is he is a precision hitter. I wouldn't get him out of his comfort zone at all. The one thing I would say, if you want to think outside the box and get creative, Shohei Ohtani's, along with Judge.
I'm going to stop it right here real quick because I want to rewind this. Because this is what I say, ladies and gentlemen. I say this all the time. For you good people, man. And once again, shout out to all of you guys. Small gathering today. About 170 plus beautiful people up in here. As we said when we started out, 50th episode, 500 plus subscribers. You that are here often, right, have heard me say many a times, it is important to not take things from when I say this person said this person wrote that, or when you read a story, or you see a highlight, or you see a headline, or you see a quick clip of a video, and the headline says this. It's almost like Pete Alonso is opting out. And it made it seem like that was the whole tenure of Pete Alonso's post-game comments after the last game of the season. As if he came out and said, hey, ladies and gentlemen, gather up. I got an announcement to make. I will be opting out at the end of the season. When it's that's not what happened. But that's how it was put across. These comments by Eric Chavez were clipped, were written about, and were put across as Eric Chavez tried to change Juan Soto. That's a narrative that people ran with. Oh my God, Eric Chavez tried to change Juan Soto. First of all, as I'm watching throughout the season, I'm saying, swing the bat early. Be a little bit more aggressive, Juan. I was saying it. Doesn't mean that I'm right. Doesn't mean that you do it all the time. But we act like it's a sin. Like it's an affront to actually make a suggestion to this guy. Like, really? So he says, I spoke to Carlos Mendoza about maybe. That doesn't mean that he tried to go make Juan Soto do it. Just an idea. How can we make things better? Did we come in here every week talk about, yo, they need to talk about, they need to change the approach, they need to do this, they need to do that. I talked about in here how, yo, we hear this team talk about constantly about how they want to use controlled aggression. That is their approach. That is where they continuously swing early in counts. It doesn't matter if the guys walk 3 batters. It doesn't matter if it's a new guy, old guy. It doesn't matter if this guy's on base. They want to be aggressive. Controlled aggression, they called it. And I said in here and in spaces, how does that vibe when you bring in a guy who's all about patience at the plate, but as a team, you're trying to be aggressive? So I don't know if they went to Juan Soto with it or not. But I talked about it in here, about these things may be going on. And not exactly in those words. But what does he say? You don't want to take away what makes him good. So it's okay to talk about it. It may have even been okay to say, let's try it. What's wrong with trying? It's not like he was doing great to start the season. And I'm not blinded by what the numbers finished like. The back of his baseball card I could wipe my ass with right now. The back of the baseball card for none of those guys does me any good. If I want to watch baseball, I got to watch the damn Milwaukee Brewers and the Los Angeles Dodgers tomorrow. I can't stand the fucking Dodgers. Since I was 12 years old. So take the back of the baseball card and put that shit on some bike spokes or something. Because I don't give a damn about no damn baseball cards. What I know is that production wasn't good enough. None of them. And again, the pitching sucked. I know. I know, Amizi. Oh, did he take your girlfriend? Did Juan Soto take your girlfriend, champ? Yeah, I know that joke. You said it a million times already. No, I'm just not blinded. Not blinded. Go back to fucking Chavez. Why am I so angry?
You know, the three best.
I'm not
hitters in the
angry.
game, Juan's up there. You know, Shohei leads off. You
Oops.
know, Juan is.
I hate when I try to rewind this crap and it doesn't go far enough. Here we go.
Really, Kratzy, really good question. You know, I think there were times when, and I'll just be honest, I think there were times, you know, where myself and I even talked to Carlos was, you know, if we could just kind of get him to swing, you know, maybe 0-0 or some pitches that he could do damage on early in the counts. But Juan is he is a precision hitter. I wouldn't get him out of his comfort zone at all. The one thing.
So why did everybody ignore that? Why did everybody ignore it when he said I wouldn't get him out of his comfort zone at all? Everybody ignored that. They're like, oh my gosh, Chavez is a terrorist. He's trying to change Juan Soto. And all the corny gifts come out again. About him dressed as Saddam Hussein and all of that nonsense. I love you, E.G. Ethan, but should be corny as hell. And you're not the only one. But do we really criticize him? Only people like me will say Soto could have been better. And when I say that, it's because he took my girl. Not because what the hell I'm watching. Because you have to kiss Juan Soto's ass, because God forbid you don't kiss the new prize's ass. Oh my God, he's going to leave in 5 years, going to opt out. Oh, he's not happy. That's why he's not hitting, heck. I'm not happy watching, damn it. I'm not happy watching. Chavez tiny TV in the back. Anyways, let's finish with this audio. We got to get the hell out of here. I just realized we've already got an hour and 10 minutes. Where's my producer at, man? Tell me to shut the hell up.
One thing I would say,
can't do that.
If you want to think outside the box and get creative, you know, Shohei Ohtani's, you know, along with Judge E and Cal Riley, you know, the three best hitters in the game. Juan's up there. You know, Shohei leads off. You know, Juan is so good.
I don't know what the hell that crap came up there. To hell Mets up.
So selective. You know, there are times when things are going and you're in the middle of the lineup, you're 3, 4, 5, like Pete Alonso, like we know Pete's going to chase, Pete's going to do damage. I think that you're kind of referencing driving in runs at a you know, Juan could drive in 140. But instead of doing that, where you're telling him to get out of his comfort zone, slide him in the leadoff spot. He steals bases. He gets on base at a 40% clip.
Now I know this was music to somebody like my guy Joe in Clark's ear. Listen, credit to him. He kept saying it throughout the year. Have Soto lead off. He likes to walk. And now he's stealing bases. I told you guys, we got ourselves fucking Kenny Lofton and shit for $765 million. We got Kenny Lofton when we thought we were getting, I don't know who the hell we thought we were getting, but a game changer, a game breaker. And we got Kenny Lofton on steal bases. How many stolen bases? 37? Like 33 of them shits was meaningless. What did they help? That's where the geeks win. Juan Soto was proving why the geeks feel stolen bases are meaningless. Because a lot of the stolen bases that he stole did nothing but pad his damn stats. Especially there at the end of the season when he stole third down 10-2 or whatever the hell it was. Who was that good for? Was that good for the Mets? Or was that good for Juan Soto? And guess what? The back of the baseball card, Hector. The back of the baseball card. Why the hell has this turned into a Juan Soto bash session? What the hell is wrong with you, Heck? I'm sick, ladies and gentlemen. And it's not even a Soto bash session. It's that you guys make me sick. You, the fan, make me sick with your biases and your hatred for Pete Alonso. Anyways.
You know, don't have him get out of his comfort zone of what he likes to do. But you can be just as dynamic in the leadoff spot if you look at Shohei and what he's done without changing the player too much, just changing where he hits in the batting lineup. Like it's, you know, I know people they're like, wherever you hit shouldn't really matter, but it really does matter. Like when we moved Lindor from the third slot into the leadoff slot, where he's really comfortable, and he's really comfortable at the 1 or the 2 slot. Where a player hits does matter sometimes. Like there's some, there's an emotional tie to where you're at in the lineup, and not everybody can hit 3, 4, 5 in the lineup, and you have to have the right animals to do that. But I think with Juan's profile, and if you want to get creative and think out of the box, I think about leading him off.
And that's that. And that's enough for the clips for tonight. And listen, we want to lead off Juan Soto, whatever. It's the new baseball. Like he said, Otani's let off. Shit, I think Aaron Judge is let off. I have no idea, Ortiz. That's a good question. I wonder if he did have that. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you guys saw this. I forget where I saw it. I think it was in a Post. Either the Post or MLB. I think it was the Post. We hear, I don't understand that. How's that nonsense? And a manager. Listen, you're like the second person that said, you say he will never be a manager. Somebody said Chavez will never be a hitting coach. I guarantee you that Chavez will be on a bench somewhere sooner than you think. Anyways, where the fuck was I again? Yeah, I lost my train of thought again. Damn comments. Oh, stealing the bases. Listen, a lot of credit was given to Antoine Richardson and what he did and how he helped these guys steal bases and all that stuff. So I was under the impression that maybe a homeless bench, maybe. I was under the impression that I can't see that, Quay. What do you think this is? You see that I'm fucking blind, bro? That maybe Antoine Richardson came to Soto and said, yo, listen, man, I think we have something on tap with you. We could get you to steal bases or whatever. Nah. It was Soto that came to him and said, yo, you think I can steal 30 bases? Antoine Richardson said, hell no. You're too slow. And Soto said, nah, I could do it. Help me. Yeah, Cindy. See, Cindy's on it. Cindy's on it. Not you fools. Cindy's on it. And Meezy don't see that because he too blind, kissing his ass. I'm kidding, Meezy. What the hell is that, Meezy? Meezy probably left. Like, fuck this guy. And Meezy, you're my guy, bro. You share my brother's nickname. I told you that. So, yeah, man. Kenny Lofton wanted to steal more bases. That's what he wanted to do this year. He didn't come in here and say, yo, you guys brought me here because you needed a game changer. You needed a superstar. You needed somebody to lift this offense. He said, I'm going to be Kenny Lofton. But the back of the baseball card says he had 42 home runs, blah, 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 blah. And Hector can't criticize. Yeah, so that was from the Post. The Antoine Richardson stuff, like what you talking about, Quay? Yeah, so that was in the Post. Thank you. What do we got? So, yeah, man, listen. Chavez is gone. Was it the worst thing? No, we talked about it last week. It was probably time to change these guys. Shit, I was saying fire them throughout the year and put Beltran as the interim hitting coach. Now, doesn't mean that I want Beltran on the bench now, but we'll see how that goes. But I think some way, somehow, in our own blunt thoughts way, we hear pretty much everything, Quays. Can you believe that shit, bro? I'm over here checking the notes to see, yo, did I miss anything? Where the hell we go to next? And when we go to next is goodbye and bedtime, baby. Maybe watch some of this Toronto game without you guys in my mug. Yo, should we do a playoff watch along for fun? just so we can gather. P, right? P needs to come back next year after they re-sign him and say, you know what? I want to steal 30 bases, Antoine. Why not? I wish. Word. At the end of the season, Vientos finally gets a stolen base. That was a meaningless stolen base if I remember. I was like, what the hell are we doing, Mark? Matter of fact, he stole that base. I talked about it in the watch-along, I think it was, on the post-game. And McNeil took a strike and looked upset. And I'm like, what the hell are we doing? Do we not know what's going on here? Were you guys not in the same meeting where we said we're going to be aggressive to the point that even Vientos is going to steal today? If he has a chance? The fuck was that? So yeah, even Vientos had a meeting on stolen base this year. This has got to be the worst show ever. This has got to be the worst show I ever done. I was just fucking throwing shots at everybody. What the hell? I promise you, this was not part of the plan. It's supposed to be Sunday Fun Day continued into Sunday Fun Night. And instead, Hack came in here and took shots at people. Unbelievable. But even Vientos with the meaning of stolen bases. Thank you, Cindy. I love Cindy. Thank you. Now let's get to 1,000 before opening day 2028. Nah, man, again, man, thank you to all you guys and gals, man. We appreciate you. And keep spreading the word, man. Let's see if we can keep going. I don't even know what all that means. They send me a whole bunch of crap about super this, super that. I don't give a damn about none of that nonsense, man. I swear to God, I don't. I'm just here to have fun, man. I'm just here to have fun. But let me tell you something on the way out. I put this post earlier, and I'm pretty sure it was very popular. With my average of 5 likes that I get on my posts on X and 30 views. But we heard a lot about Mark Vientos last offseason. Yeah, that's why, man. That's why I couldn't get a female guest on the show. That's why I'm angry. Oh my gosh. Shout out to Jocelyn, man. Shout out to Jocelyn and shout out to Sal for joining me last week. And listen, who knows? You out there might be next. We're looking for the next super fan. We have some people in the running. But you might be next. You might be next. Who knows? It could be Ortiz. It could be Cindy. It could be my guy Jeffrey. Who the hell knows? And if you're afraid to come on camera, we'll put a nice little icon for you or something, or avatar, and we could just hear your voice. But if you want to be part of the super fan edition of Blunt Thoughts that we're going to be doing this off season, we'll try to do a few. Hit me up. Let me know. We'll make it happen. But I might reach out to you. Who knows? I already got some people. Got to figure it all out. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, Lynn, you'll be having some blunt thoughts. You definitely might have to be coming out here. We'll use that avatar if you don't want to come on camera. And you could be part of Blunt Thoughts. And you ain't lying. There's a lot of shit to get done. Hey, I'll take votes, Game for War. You vote Cindy, we take votes. Definitely a lot of shit to get done. Oh, you was at 161, Ortiz? Good for you, man. That's what's up. Though, but you be laughing, Christian, when you find your ass up on here, too. Oh, man. I'm going to try to get my homie who's been to all 32 stadiums, ladies and gentlemen. She's a soldier. Dolo, too. Something that I would love to do, that I want to do, that I'm hoping to do one day. We were going to try to get my homie Joanna up in here to talk about exploits visiting all these cities and stadiums and see how that goes. See if she could give us some tips, which ones were good, which ones were bad, which ones she would go back to, which ones she wouldn't, which one she did go back to with someone like a lunatic like Heck, and how that went. Anyways, this fucking show is all over the place. Unbelievable. I don't know who that fool is. I don't know who that fool is. Who the hell wants him on Blunt Thoughts? This guy's a wannabe comedian. Nah, and you know you're always welcome, my guy. Yes. Well, I don't know if I'll ever retire, Cindy. First, I need an actual job. And then maybe we can retire and visit all 32 stadiums. For now, we're trying to do it little by little. Trying to get to the ones that we could drive to. And then we'll see if we actually get on some planes and stuff. And listen, my actual dream would be to maybe hit a $765 million Mega Millions like Juan Soto did. And then I could buy me a Winnebago or whatever the hell this is called, right? And I could take my guy Kweisi, the homies, whoever want to come along for a couple of legs. But my guy Kweisi will probably be on the whole motherfucking trip, right? And we just drive around the fucking country going to baseball stadium after baseball stadium. That would be the dream. But first I got to start playing the Mega Millions or something. Or maybe Kweisi hits it and he fucking implements my dream. I don't know. Oh my gosh, this show's all over the place. Heck, let's get the hell out of here. I was trying to finish a thought, but I don't even know what that thought was anymore. I really don't. Oh, that's what it was. I need Juan Soto to work out with the Dominican. Don't say that, Hector. To work out with Juan Soto this year. I don't even know why I was going to say that. It's because I like to have fun. And I feel like having fun. And I feel like pissing some people off today. Because that's where we at right now. But, yo, go work with Soto this year. Listen, I don't care. It's Blunt Thoughts. I said it before. I didn't like when he worked out with Lindor and told me about, oh, what did you learn with working out for Francisco Lindor? I learned that less is more. What? What? Less is more. You're not at that level, dude. You need to work hard. And now we saw that this year. And he admitted it. He thought he wasn't going to go through adversity. Well, that's what you get with your less is more approach. You better get your ass to work. Because I don't know if you're going to be here or not. But I'm still going to be a fan of Mark Vientos. And I'm going to tell you guys something right now. Kweisi told me I got to look at the camera sometimes. See, I be too focused on looking at here. And the camera's a little higher. Let me look at this motherfucking camera. I don't give a damn what you guys think. And I don't give a damn where it is. Mark Vientos is a bat that's going to play. He's not the bum that we saw in 25. He's more of the promise that we saw in 24. I really believe that. And I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, you could come back and say, heck, I got the receipt. You was wrong about Mark Vientos. But I think it's going to be more like I'm going to say, I got the receipt. And don't you regret letting Mark Vientos go. I don't give a damn what he plays. And I'm not someone that wants a 25-year-old DH. Because you should have a position, you bum. But Mark Vientos' bat is going to play, and we're going to rue the day we let Mark Vientos go. But if Mark Vientos gets me Paul Skeens, if Mark Vientos gets me, what's the other guy's name, Tyreek Scooble, then bye-bye Mark Vientos. Because that's your fault. You play yourself into that. But, man, listen. It's been fun, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, Cindy. Wow. That would be something. First of all, if number 22, if I ever got to be number 22 and he doesn't take a bat to the backside of my head, that would be the first victory. And then if number 22 actually agrees to sit down with my lunatic ass, I'll do the interview in Chinese if you want me to. Now you might have to help me with Rosetta Stone or something because I don't know no Chinese or Japanese. But we can definitely try to do it in Spanglish. How about that? We could do it in español completamente, pero entonces la gente no va a entender. Maybe tú vas a entender. Cindy va a entender. Pero Kweisi no entiende lo que yo estoy diciendo. Kweisi tiene que sacar el Translate, el Google Translate, y entonces. Y mucha gente por ahí no va a saber qué es lo que estamos diciendo. Y más cuando nosotros los dominicanos comenzamos a hablar rápido. Like, blah, 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 blah. You feel me? But we could definitely do it. Shout out to my guy Rob from City Field. Yo sé que tú entiendes, mi hermano boricua. Yo sé que tú entiendes. Shout out to my guy Rob, who keeps saying this to me. Heck, you gotta do your show in English and Spanish. You gotta do your show in English and Spanish, Hector. I say, Rob, I don't know. We'll see what happens. And then I love Rob. Rob is the guy who said, heck, it's okay to make money, Hector. It's okay to make money, Hector. Oh, man, I love Rob. Rob was actually texting me yesterday. Took me a while to get back to him. I'm sorry, Rob, if you're watching, man, or if you watch. But you know you're my guy. All right, Hector never knows how to say bye. But we got to say bye. Whoa, lucky for me, I already... Lucky for me, I already do. Lucky for me, I already do, man. You guys are the best. I swear, you guys are the best, man. Again, man, shout out. Thank you to everybody, man. Thank you to the 500 plus subscribers. Thank you to the 200 plus people watching right now. Thank you to everybody that's pushed me to do this, man. Listen, thank you to my guy Sal Licata, who said, yo, start doing videos, start putting out content. I didn't know what the hell it was going to be. And again, it's not that we've accomplished anything. But we're having fun. We're having fun. Shout out to my guy Rob. Shout out to Rob. And CP and those guys, but really Rob, who bring me into the round table, who kept pushing me, heck, start your own show. And I was already thinking about it. I just was reluctant to do it because I'm like, who the hell's going to want to listen to my stupid ass talk nonsense? Right? Who the hell? But shout out to those guys, and then shout out to, my people like my boy Jack up at West Side. Shout out to my guy Rudy, who I spoke to about it. Kept, yo, do it. Shout out to all you guys. It was like, yo, Hank, man, you need to do something. And then some of those people have turned their back on me. Not those two guys. Not those guys. Not those guys. But other people who first were like, yo, Hank, you need to do something. You need to do something. And then now because we don't agree on certain things, or because I talk to certain people in the space, or I let certain people come in the space, oh, heck, we ain't fucking with you. We still here, though. We still here. So thank you. Thank you to those that have rocked with us from day one and continue to rock with us. Thank you to those who have joined and are now rocking with us. And thank you to those who will come. Thank you to those who will come. But for now, we're going to get the hell out of here. A lot longer than I thought I was going to talk tonight. I know I said we were going to take a break eventually. We just don't know how to take a break. We miss you guys. Not going to lie, we miss you guys. So when we don't talk to you guys for a while, we got to come back. But let's see. Again, we're working on some more super fans. We're working on some more guests. I want to have my guy Randy, who you've seen in the comments, up here with me. I was going to have him here today, but I figured, you know what? Episode 50, do it on your own. I thought it was the right thing. Hell yeah, Krishna. Definitely miss hanging out, man, and going to the games. We're going to get together. Don't worry. I don't know if you know, but if you don't know, you already know you're involved. But we're going to be getting together soon. We keep talking about it. We just haven't done it. Mainly because of me. Because I'm all over the place. But we got something coming. And, yeah. On that note, hey, whoever goes to the QBC, we'll see you there. yeah. You should know, Krista. Whoever goes to the QBC, hopefully we'll see you there. We should be there. Some of us should be there. That should be fun. That's always fun. That's always interesting. And this year should be particularly interesting. If you know, you know. But anyways, thank you. We love you. And producer Kweisi said, land the mother effing plane. So we're going to land the mother effing plane. And like, what the hell is the name? Game for War says, like Pete says, it's always LFGM, baby. Peace.
Full of animals and we made ourselves with minimal. Fuck you, no subliminals. Putting in this work, nigga. That's why they feelings hurt, nigga. Swear we need a hearse cause we rep our shites to the dirt, nigga. If I'm in the club, I'm